Hello and welcome to another installment of Girl Who Kinda Lives Under a Rock when it comes to pop culture things, learns about a pop culture thing, and on today's episode we are going to be learning about Miss Chappell Roan. The time has finally come. The time has finally come. Woo!
Hey, how y'all doing?
So the way that this works is that I will be setting a timer on my phone for an hour and just learning as much as I can about whatever topic person I'm learning about for the episode. This is only the second episode of this. I feel like I'm talking like there's been like a whole season and like so many videos of me doing this, but this is only the second time. But yeah, I'm just gonna set a timer on my phone for an hour and just learn as much as I can, do as much research as I can about Miss Chappell Roan. Tonight, actually. It's literally 12:36 a.m. But let's first start with what I already know about Chappell Roan, because yes, I am a girl who lives under a rock when it comes to pop culture things, but I don't live so far under a rock that I don't know anything about Miss Chappell Roan. I think I would have to live in the most remote part of like Alaska or something to not know anything about her. So yes, I know little things. Yes, I saw her Grammy performance. Yes, I saw her Grammy win and her Grammy speech, which was awesome. I definitely know some of her songs, and that's simply because of the Kelly Clarkson of it all. Like Kelly Clarkson covering like a lot of her discography, low-key. Do I really know the songs? No, but I definitely have heard of them. And then also Miss Sabrina Carpenter covered Good Luck Babe in the BBC Radio 1 studios, and I definitely listened to that. So yeah, I do know Chappell Roan songs, but I've not listened to her sing really. But I feel like I've like accidentally heard a lot of her music. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. Aside from the music of it all, I definitely know like nothing about her really. So this is gonna be a fun time, me learning as much as I can about her, because I really feel like I know nothing. Also, my lights are doing a weird thing on my glasses. This happened last time. It's the middle of the night. We're trying to have good lighting, and yeah. Okay, let's just get into things. I'm going to set the timer on my phone and I will report back in a second. And here we are now. Timer has been set. It's backwards. I'm sorry. And we have google.com pulled up. So let's simply start with the simple Google search of her name. And yes, camera's in the corner now. Yeah. Okay, and here we are. Chappell Roan. It's kind of funny because like for the Doechii video I did of this, her main picture was also her with her like Grammy win. And this is kind of fun to see her also with her Grammy win. That's cute. Okay, let's go to her Wikipedia page. Let's start things off there. Kaylee Rose, I do not know how to say that last name, but obviously I will not be calling her by her first name like professionally known as Chappell Roan. I will be calling her Miss Chappell Roan. We're not best friends. I'm gonna call her as she wants to be freaking called. Born February 19th, 1998. She just had a birthday, kind of fun. Cool for you. What is that? Because my birthday's February 1st. I don't think that's Aquarius. I don't think February 19th is Aquarius. What's after that? Is it Pisces? I think she's a Pisces. That should also be there. You know, like born blah, birthday blah, and then their freaking star sign, zodiac sign, astrology sign, like that should be there too. Years active, 2014 to present. I do know that she is like, she's been around for a hot little minute. She's like very like Sabrina Carpenter coded, where it's like Sabrina Carpenter's been around forever, but she's just now getting her like quote unquote big break. I feel like it's kind of the same situation here, which is cool. I love that. I love seeing people that have been like working for so long like finally get their flowers and stuff. And I can say that for Miss Chappell Roan, even though like I don't personally listen to her, but I just think with like any person it's like really cool to see that. I love how I went here. Like let's just read. Let's start from the beginning of the article. She's known for a camp and drag queen influence aesthetic. One day I will learn truly what camp means. I don't know. I don't really know what camp means. Like I have an idea of it, but I feel like the idea is wrong. At the same time, I don't really care to know what camp means. I kind of like the little definition I came up with in my head and how I like perceive and think about camp. I don't know why I just went on a little tangent there, but whatever. Her debut EP, School Nights, was released by Atlantic Records. After its commercial failure, she was dropped from the label. That's crazy. That's a crazy sentence. After its commercial failure. That's like, ouch. Okay, so 2017, debut EP came out. Then her debut studio album, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. Heard of it, have not listened, but heard of it, obviously. Came out in 2023. Was released through Island Records and received critical acclaim. The album garnered a cult following and became a sleeper hit. What's sleeper hit? Like later? Like it came out later? Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, a thing that was like, it kind of got slept on in the beginning and then suddenly everybody's listening to it. Heard Chef. Rose to prominence in 2024 with the single Good Luck Babe, which reached number 4 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and became a global top 5 single. It was a catalyst for the success of her debut album. Okay, so this song, the single from 2024, and then everybody was like eating it up, and then like, okay, now let me listen to the album, and then the album blew up from that single that came out. Got it. That's what I'm getting from that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know nothing at the end of the day. And Wikipedia is my trusted source right now. Very much a trusted source. Been using that since 5th grade. Okay, early life. Willard, Missouri. Never heard of her. Barely really even heard of Missouri. Oh my gosh, described her hometown and upbringing as conservative and Christian. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely mentioned this in the Dochi video, but it's like low-key like full circling itself in a bit, because in Miss Dochi's Wikipedia page, it was also talked about like how she was upbringing Christian, very religious upbringing as well when she was a child. And then in that video, I was like, yeah, that seems very like entertainment coded. Like it seems like a lot of like people that are like actors, singers, whatever, they always talk about how like their childhood was very like Christian or religious in some way. So seeing that here again, I'm just like, it's not just really like the universal like entertainment, what's the word, like prerequisite, like you have to have had some religious trauma a little bit, or just simply like grow up in the church in some way. It's very interesting. In a 2023 Variety interview, she said she struggled with her upbringing and stuck out often. I just wanted to feel like a good person, but I had this part of me that wanted to escape so bad. That's interesting. That's very interesting. And also saying that this is from a Variety interview just reminded me of something, how I want to like look into interviews. I didn't do this in the Dochi video. I want to get like a sort of fullish picture as much as I can, obviously in an hour. But yeah, I want to look up some interviews that she did. I think she did Rolling Stone, right? And then obviously Variety. I want to check out some interviews and see what's up. But we will be doing that after I look at this Wikipedia page, obviously. Okay, 2015 to 2021, career beginnings. I love when a Wikipedia page is like so, one, detailed, and two, just like broken up so nicely like this. So let's tap into her career beginnings, shall we, kids? First single released in August 2017, Good Hurt. Should I listen to a snippet of that? Let's actually, yeah, let me listen to a quick little moment of that.
Do it for ya. You
This is
could
interesting.
taste hesitation, mouth-to-mouth conversations, and I've even tried medication. Cold hard
This is very interesting. This voice sounds so different than what I've like heard. I want to skip to like the chorus of it all. Honestly, one, not a fan of the voice. Two, this song definitely makes sense for like 2017. I can imagine this song in 2017. Now I'm like, it's okay. I haven't listened to the full thing. Sue me, but it's okay. It definitely feels 2017. Back to this. 2017 is reported Vance Joy. Love them, kind of. I mean, we all know Riptide, right? Live with their parents during this time, and then would fly to LA or New York when necessary. Cool. In 2018, moved to Los Angeles. Cool. January to March 2018. Toured with Declan McKenna. Is he still doing stuff? I just know that name. I've never once listened to this man, but I just know that name. That's all I have to say there. Okay, began working with Dan Nigro in late 2018. In April 2020, released Pink Pony Club. That's so interesting. That song feels so, like, new. Okay, yeah, well, came out in 2020, but then still is on the album that came out in 2023. I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. 2023 is not old, but I didn't know it was from, like, that long ago. Okay, released 2 more singles, Love Me Anyway in California, May 2020. However, her releases were not profitable enough for Atlantic, who dropped Roan from the label in August 2020. Okay, this was the first. For a second, I was like, what? She got dropped twice? But this is referring to the first label that she was with, not Island. Atlantic, Island, 2 different things. My brain was kind of confused for a second. Got it. Okay, so dropped in August 2020, returned to LA in October 2020 to continue working on music independently while working a series of odd jobs, production assistant, donut shop. Was it that one, like, iconic donut shop? You know what I'm talking about, Randy's or something? Was it that? Because that's fun. Was it the donut shop that Ariana Grande licked the donuts at? I'm sorry, was that even in LA? I don't even know like where that was, but what an iconic, crazy time that was when Ariana Grande licked the donuts and said, I hate America. She was right about one of those things, I will say that. Anyway, in early 2021, the success of Olivia Rodrigo's driver's license shifted Nigro's focus from Roan as he worked on Sour with Rodrigo. Roan was unable to find a collaborator whom she liked as much. She briefly moved back to Missouri and worked at a drive-thru while continuing to work on her music independently. That is a lot. Sorry, let's just take a quick moment to like process what we just read. So 2015 to 2021, 6 years, a lot freaking happened. How do I say this like correctly? She's stronger than me. Moral of the story, she's stronger than me, because a lot of the stuff I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just like so much happened and so much like bad stuff happened and a lot of like lows and just like getting like knocked down over and over again, and I'm like, she's stronger than me, because I would have been like, and I'm done. It's crazy to end this section of like, okay, and then she went back home to work at a drive-thru and like continue to work on her music independently, whatever. I would be like, I'm gonna go home and you will never hear from me music again. Simply, it's like EP flopping, label dropping, the collaborator that you really like is working with someone else more, and like you have no one else that you really want to collaborate with, and blah blah. A lot of like lows, it seems like, and she's stronger than me, because I would have packed up, moved on, not kept pushing. It's really cool to see that she did keep pushing. I still don't really know a lot, but it already just makes it seem like 1,000 times more like awesome for her that she is where she is now. And then getting the recognition that it seems like she so deserves after this era of time. That's awesome for her. Now let's move on to the next section, which is 2022, the 2024 breakthrough and the rise and fall of a Midwest princess. Okay, by February 2022, Roan had earned a publishing deal with Sony and reunited with Nigro again to create and release Naked in Manhattan. The song was her first release as an independent artist. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, and then August 2022, she released a third independent single, Feminamana. I did say that right. Yes, I'm not gonna try again. Roan released another single, Casual, which she had begun working on with Nigro in 2020. I'm not gonna do a quick listen of it because we need to start speedrunning this. We're running out of time, and I'm just like living on this Wikipedia page, and that's not the vibe we want. So we're gonna try to start speedrunning a little bit. Okay, on September 22nd, 2023, she released her debut full-length album, began headlining her second tour. The tour ending in spring 2024. Travel across blah 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 blah. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, wait. Oh, I skipped a little too far. Okay, February 2023, she did her first little first little headline tour. Each stop on the tour had a theme. That's kind of cute. The only like theme stops I know like I've seen like artists do for concerts is when like there's a Halloween show and it's like come in your Halloween costumes. That's the only themes I've seen for concert vibe, but this sounds kind of cool. Okay, signed with Amusement Records and Print Island Records, owned by her producer Nigro after meeting with 9 labels. Okay, that sounds like a good fit. That actually sounds like a really great fit. I didn't know he has a record label. Maybe it's like a new thing. I don't know. And I'm not gonna look into that. We need to keep moving. March, NPR, Tiny Desk concert. I think we're gonna end this video by watching her Tiny Desk concert. Just like I ended my Doechii video watching Doechii's Tiny Desk concert. I will happily end this video doing that. Okay, April 24, Good Luck, Babe, first song of the next chapter. I guess the chapter's happening now, right? Because I'm like, I don't think there was another single after that, except for the one that just came out now, The Giver. That's like a country vibe or something. Girl who lives under rock when it comes to pop culture things knows a little something. Performed at Coachella. I definitely heard about her performing at Gov Ball. Yup. And now we've kind of sped through and we've reached the present, 2025 to present, The Giver. March 14th, 2025, released The Giver on all platforms, marking her first song release since Good Luck Babe a year earlier. This is a crazy sentence. 2024 gave a guest lecture at Harvard Medical School. That's so random, but also kind of awesome. Personal life, currently lives in Los Angeles, blah, blah, blah. I see Hannah Montana. Hello? What's that sentence? While CHAPPELL ROAN began solely as a stage name, she has since called it her drag persona and likened it to Hannah Montana. Validly so, that makes sense to me. Following her rapid commercial breakthrough, Roan publicly addressed the pressures of her napalm fame and condemned the behavior from some fans that she considered creepy and invasive. I've definitely heard about that. Validly so. Call out the people for being freaks. Call out the people for being freaks. Call out the fans for being freaks. She's valid there, very valid there, and yeah. Anyway, we're done with Wikipedia. I need to move on. We have not a lot of time left. I spent so much time on that Wikipedia page, and there's other things that I want to do. Okay, so next, like I said, I wanted to find some interviews that she's done. So let's find some interviews. Rolling Stone. Yeah, that sounds valid, right? Sure. CHAPPELL ROAN is a pop supernova. Nothing about it has been easy. Which, after reading her Wikipedia page, I fully believe that. Yeah. Her joyful pop anthems have connected with a massive audience, but getting here involved long odds and a lot of heartache, and fame is freaking her out a bit. You know, it's like that thing of I want to entertain and I want to do the thing I love, but then at the same time, I don't want to be perceived. Okay, so this article is very long, so let's just read the big quotes that we see, right? Right. People are just not taking me seriously. You know what? I've been doing this. Honestly, so true. The biggest thing I learned today is that she has been doing things for a very long time, and that's awesome. Nothing about my life is like me anymore. I feel like I left myself down because I'm not how I was. Oh, that's all the fan stuff. It's just so, literally, so lame. So lame. It's so lame that people do stuff like that, man. I'm not going to visit the White House because I'm not going to be a monkey for pride. Real, valid, so true. Makes sense. No further statement to make there. Makes sense. And those were the 3 big quotes we got for that article. Cool. Yeah, honestly, she just seems so real. I don't know, a lot of people when they become in the music industry or entertainment industry, actor, actress, whatever, it seems like they conform to the mold of what is Hollywood and what is the industry and stuff. But it seems with her she's so against conforming to the mold of what we've kind of all both people in the industry and the people as the fans looking in. fan type of vibe have been like conditioned to like view the industry as, but she's like so against that, which validly so, because as we know, and like as I've probably said a lot of times in this video at this point, some fans are not chill. Some fans are not just fans. Some fans are stalkers and freaks and losers, and yeah, like calling it out and being like, this isn't chill behavior. Why are we accepting this behavior? Why are we conditioned to accept this behavior? Like, why as a society have we just been like, yeah, that's just what it comes with being a celebrity, essentially? Like, no, I kind of like the pushback to it. More people should push back if you want to push back. Simply, this is your life. You do what you want. It seems like she's doing exactly what she wants, and that's awesome. I would go into more articles, but it seems like we're running out of time here, so I think I'm just gonna watch her Tiny Desk concert and then call it a night. We have 9 minutes left on the timer, and I know the Tiny Desk is not gonna be 9 minutes, but that's fine. We will just watch the whole thing and have a good time doing it. So let's tap in there. Hello, this is me using my phone as a mic to have somewhat good audio, but this time I have like a little sock type of thingy on so that the audio won't be busted. RIP headphone users type vibe, you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, let's get into this Tiny Desk concert, baby. 23 minutes. I'm ready to tap in. I love a Tiny Desk concert. First, before I even start this, I need to say I love a Tiny Desk concert. Let me harp on that for a little bit. I just love it. They're always so fun. I love seeing the way the studio versions of a song come alive and a live performance of them, especially a Tiny Desk concert performance of it. But I will say I barely know any of the studio versions of a lot of her songs, so it does feel a little wrong to have my first experience listening to some of her songs be through a Tiny Desk concert, because I feel like I should listen to the studio versions first, but I digress. I'm breaking some rules just like I did with the Doechii version of this video and watching the Doechii Tiny Desk concert, which is a masterpiece. Oh god. But yeah, let's just get into this. Nothing else to say. Already liking this vibe. Already liking this vibe. Okay, casual. Okay. Love Women. Already loving the way this band looks. They look so fun. And once again, I love the vibes of all their clothes. Oh my gosh, and their makeup. Yes, I love when we're all like, you know, committing to the bit. I feel like committing to the bit sounds like mean or something. We're all in theme. I think that's it. We're all in the same theme. I love that. And I love her voice. Hello. This kind of gives me a country vibe. Love a background singer. Love a background singer when I can hear them. When I can hear them. I love that. I really wonder if the studio version's like this. I really wonder, because it does make sense, like super poppy songs, like bringing that into a live space obviously can sound different with like real instruments being in play. But there's something about her. She's literally giving Lisa Frankenstein. She's literally giving Catherine Newton. I love Lisa Frankenstein. But like, there's something she's giving Lisa Frank there. And I do mean that in the nicest ways possible. Like, we love Catherine Newton. We love Lisa Frankenstein. Thank you very much. But yeah, I just love the performance of this. Like, she's really like, I feel the story. Like, she's feeling the music and I feel the vibes. Ooh, that's something nice. Audience giving. Audience loud and proud. I love a happy audience. And once again, I will say I want an audience cam at Tiny Desk. I want to see what they're doing as the performers performing, especially if it's a vibey song and like a really like fun song. Are the Tiny Desk audience members dancing? That's what I want to know.
This is my Super Bowl. Literally, this is the Super Bowl.
Woo! Doing Tiny Desk is the Super Bowl for artists. I would imagine. Yeah, that's valid. Pink Pony Club. Let's go. I know this one. Like, I'm not gonna sing along, but I do know this song. Girl lives under rock. Girl knows Pink Pony Club. I love the performance, the theatrics of it. Like, it's really giving. I love it. So yeah, I definitely know the studio version of this. So hearing the Tiny Desk version of this, I can do a comparison. I think I love the studio a bit more, but this is fun. It's pretty much the same vibe. We're just using instruments instead of like, you know, the familiar pop synthy beats. Synth, I don't know if that's the right term, but you know, the pop vibes. I can hear your sudden draw 1,000 miles away. Sing it. Is the audience singing? Or is that just the band singing? I was like, oh my god, if I heard the audience singing, I've never heard that in Tiny Desk. Give me an audience cam now! Like, she's just having so much fun up there, and I love seeing people having fun, bruh. My favorite part about Tiny Desk is, like, seeing them have so much fun up there. So sweet. Yes, audience. Woo!
Where my dreams lay, I dream.
Vocals. Love the voice, love the voice, love the voice. Me trying to sing, I don't know why I did that. Overall, it's very chill. It's a very chill Tiny Desk. And I want a more fun Tiny Desk, I will say, and I don't mean that so mean or something. Like, this is great, but I just love a fun Tiny Desk. And I'm sorry, like, maybe I'm just comparing everything to Doji now to Doji's Tiny Desk. That was the absolute most fun thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But I don't know. It's just very chill. It's a little too chill for me. I want more fun. I want a bit more fun. I'm sorry. Sorry, doing a quick pause to like go in a little minor tangent. But like maybe the chillness kind of makes sense in this sense because like I imagine her on tour and her performing live is just like fun, upbeat, blah, blah, blah. Like we're partying to the rooftops type of vibe. That's what I imagine. I don't know. I haven't watched any of those types of live performances by her, obviously, aside from the Grammys, which was a very fun time. So like maybe for Tiny Desk, she was like, actually, I want to like kind of tone it down a bit and just be like have a more chill vibe instead of like how my concerts and like live performances usually are, which is like a very upbeat, fun, poppy vibe. I could see that. Me as watching her live performance pretty much for the first time, I want to see the upbeat fun, but if my assumption is correct, I get why this is a chill vibe compared to other live performances. I'm really basing off the fact that like her other live performances are just the opposite and like upbeat, crazy fun times, which it makes sense for like big stages and stuff. Like you're gonna fill up that stage with like a very fun productions and blah 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 and dancing and blah 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 blah. But then you're in the Tiny Desk offices and you're like, I'm gonna slow things down, chill things out, do some ballady vibes, a little country-ish twang and stuff like that. I could get it. But me as like me watching her performance the first time, like I said, I would rather have a bit more fun. I don't hate this though, but I don't hate this, and let's keep going. I think I heard Miss Kelly Clarkson do this song, Red Wine Supernova. I think I've heard her do it.
Playboy.
Yeah, definitely heard Miss Kelly do that. The worst thing an artist can do is let Kelly Clarkson cover their song, because most of the time she's eating up the people. When she's been doing the Chappell Roan covers, I don't really have any comparison, so I'm just like, these are really great. So I don't know if she's like really eating her up, but most of the time Kelly is eating up the original songs of anybody she covers, man.
Just wanna get to know ya, 'cause I didn't quite think it through.
Ooh, I love that. Love when the band is having fun. Love a performance. Love the theatrics. Saying it again. Like, I love how they're all doing it and not just like the background singer. Like, they're all doing this little call and response. That's cute. Like, she's just having fun up there. I love fun. Holding on to the wig for dear life. That's girlhood. Womanhood, baby. Sing along, audience. I hope the audience is singing. If they, yeah. Is the audience singing along? I feel like I kind of hear something. It sounded like more than just the band singing along, so slay, audience. And that was the Tiny Desk, and that also marks the end of this video, but let's go back to our regular setup. Hold on. Okay, and our hour has come to an end, and our lighting has changed drastically for the worse, and I've learned about Chappell Roan tonight. I think I need to stop doing these in the middle of the night because I don't remember a lot of things I said, and I don't remember a lot of things I've learned, and when you're at the other, some things I feel like become. But the main thing that I learned, the main thing I retained from this hour of learning about Miss Chappell Roan is that she has been here for 10 plus years, and she's finally getting the flowers that she deserves. She seems like a cool person. She seems like she deserves all the praise and all the flowers she's finally getting, and I love that, and that's awesome. And I'm very late to the Chappell Roan party, but I will be listening to her debut album, Baby, and coming soon. No video for that. I will be listening to that on my own time because I'm not a music reactor channel, aside from Tiny Desks, apparently. To speak on the Tiny Desk, it wasn't my favorite vibe, but I already spoke on the tangent of why I think it went in that direction anyway. I wish it was a bit more fun. It was very fun, but I wish like the productions were a bit more fun, and like the renditions of songs and the versions of songs were a bit more fun. Or are the studio versions of most of those songs also like that? too. But I don't think they are. I think they're more like poppy, right? I don't know. I need to go to sleep, man. But yeah, this was fun. She seems like a really cool person. Seems like she doesn't want to conform to like the typical like music artist Hollywood that like grabs hold of people. And she's been active for so many years. It's cool to see, you know, the big break of it all. I hate big break, but essentially that, I guess you could say. I will say it again, she's stronger than me because I probably would have given up, and that's also very inspiring to see. I'm no longer gonna give up. I'm going to keep pushing like Miss Chappell Roan does, and I'm also gonna stop talking now because I've been talking for too long and we need to put an end to this video. Yeah, nothing else to say. What should I do next? I have no other ideas for this series. I'm a girl who kind of lives under a rock when it comes to pop culture things. Tell me a pop culture thing I should learn next. Thank you. Bye.